All right. There we go. That's better. Okay.
I seriously don't remember what we were talking about.
All right, so we're going through John 15, the vine and the branches. But what we're really focusing on here is the section where he says, I no longer call you servants because a servant does not know what his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. He doesn't say, now I call you friends.
What?
So that's when we first started talking about this verse, he says, I no longer call you servants, I call you friends. That's the way that you had heard it. But it doesn't say that. It says, I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know what is his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, because everything I learned from my Father I've made known to you. So we're focusing on this part. Mm-hmm. But what I was going to say is, as we go through this, I'm the vine and you are the branches, remain in me, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, whatever you wish. So we're going through all of this. He doesn't mind being in front of the camera. So you are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants because a servant does not know his master's business. And I think, too, Paul Keith Davis and Rick Joyner and them talking about how they felt like they were, or at least Rick Joyner was saying that he felt like he finally learning. No, honey, see, that's a distraction, babe, so we can sit. You can sit here with me. Okay. Yes, Mama. When he was saying that he finally was able to transition from that servant to friend, he finally felt like the Lord was revealing what it means to be a friend,
Was that Paul Keith or Rick?
That was Rick Joyner.
Yeah, it was Rick, because he was on his motorcycle. I just recently heard it again.
Yeah. So Rick was saying that, or Mr. Joyner.
Rick.
Rick, sure. And he... So hearing this, the servant doesn't know his master's business. Rick Joyner and Paul Keith Davis have these relationships with the Lord where they have a lot of encounters and experience some pretty incredible stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they get a glimpse into the spirit realm that a lot of us have never experienced, and so for them, they are seeing the superior realm and the things that go on, which is the master's business, which is God's business, is the spirit realm and the stuff, angels and encounters like Jesus in the flesh manifest before, that's some serious spiritual realm stuff, and so to look at it like this, I don't know that kind of business. So to put it on that level, like, okay, so to know the master's business is to be able to see into the spirit realm, to have encounters with angels and with Jesus, and to have dreams and visions or experiences, like Paul Keith Davis's Haven of Love, where the Lord takes him to somewhere else. That's some real awesome stuff, and that's definitely the master's business. For us, we walk in the understanding that we have the mind of Christ. So we know the master's business because everything Jesus learned from the Father, he's made known to us by giving us his mind. Mm-hmm. So we may not have the spiritual encounters that Paul Keith Davis and Rick Joyner have. We just may be, two women in a town of 1,000, in the middle of a state, and haven't seen any angels hang out in our house recently. Mm-hmm. But we have the mind of Christ. We know the Father's business. Yeah. So he calls us friend. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where before last year, I would listen to the go.
But, okay, not but. And
Mm-hmm.
it does require believing.
Yes.
You
It's us walking in the understanding that he says he's
Yes.
given us his mind, so he's given it. We believe that.
Yes.
And
You
because
can't have it without that.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, this would be I wish I could have a conversation with Paul Keith or with Rick and go, do you have the mind of Christ? Like, are you able to see and have perspective and understanding in every situation? Because the Lord has given you His mind and His heart and His perspective and reveals all things through His eyes for you. Like that's what He's given us. So is that what you experience, or do you experience these encounters? Is this like a generational thing, or you know what I mean? Like, are you? Is this a new anointing for a new generation, and the encounters that Rick Joyner and Paul Keith Davis have, or is that the former, that generation's anointing, those encounters, and that they prepared the way for this explosion of, believers believing the word? I don't know, but the friendship that he's taught, I can see it last year, how I looked at that and went, oh yeah, I don't know his business like they do. They like hang out with him and hang out with his angels and like have interactions with the spirit realm.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that are stirring in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, they've said what we have, you can have. These encounters, all this stuff.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like the things that they are prophesying. I mean, there are gifts.
Yeah.
There are specific gifts that not everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
We have the fullness.
Mm-hmm.
We have everything we need. And he even says, ask for the greater gifts, the gifts of prophecy.
Yeah.
He says, ask for it. I feel like what God is doing here is fruit. I don't know if that's the right word, of what is being prophesied. I really.
Oh yeah.
I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
And I feel that we are right where God wants us. And I'm not getting I'm not getting the revelations that they're getting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't, and you don't either, feel the need to compare their spiritual experiences to mine and saying that, oh, they're more spiritual, or they're whatever.
Yeah. They're on a higher level than we are.
Level.
Yeah.
I also wonder sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
True. But anyway, because sometimes when I hear, I wonder if, well, I mean, there's things that I've experienced, and probably you've experienced too, that I think, that might be the same thing as what they're talking about.
Mm.
I mean, everybody may explain things differently, but I know that Paul Keith has talked about, let's call what is, if you have an encounter with God, it better be an encounter with God if you're going to call it that.
Yeah.
John on the island of Patmos, he wasn't just imagining this encounter. He
Yes.
had it. It
Yeah.
knocked him over until
Mhm.
like he was almost dead, as if he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
But see, that kind of encounter, I think he's talking about a specific kind of encounter. I had an encounter with the Lord in Leavenworth.
Yes.
But he definitely didn't manifest himself in my
Right.
hotel room and have a conversation with me. He just, I don't know.
Yeah, you had
revealed,
life transforming experience with the Lord there.
He revealed truth. He revealed his word as truth. And I mean, like, I don't even know how to explain it,
Yeah.
except that I opened up the word and it came alive.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, you can actually believe this. It's simple, it's easy, read it and believe it, and it totally transformed me. That was an encounter.
And how you know that that's legit, no matter what you say, how we know it's real is because it has changed your life.
Yeah, it's the fruit.
It's the fruit.
You know a tree by its fruit.
Yes.
And that is, yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. And so I would absolutely say I had an encounter with the Lord, but I'm not talking a Paul Keith Davis encounter. I'm you know, not that specific kind of like manifestation of the Spirit presenting himself before me.
But I guess my thought is, are we all supposed to have those kind of encounters?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I want some of those encounters. See, you know, demons in your room, and I mean,
don't either.
Not that we pick and choose, but I just can't sit here and feel like we're that far behind. I feel like I said, we are exactly where God wants us.
And I don't feel like it's a behind thing, or
Yeah,
I don't think it's
that's
a
exactly what I'm trying to
comparison
say.
at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that what they have been praying for and prophesying about is coming to fruition,
Yes.
and we get to experience that. I don't know if it's, you know, exactly what they're picturing it should look like, but it's definitely, I mean, what they've been saying, this outpouring, this plumb line revelation, unity, you know, and just an outpouring is happening.
Yeah.
And we get to be a part of that. We actually get to experience that, and how amazing that is. We're not having encounters the way that they're having encounters, and nor, I don't think, are we meant to. I don't think everybody's supposed to have that kind of relationship with him. And who knows, you know, maybe in like 6 months we'll be having those encounters and going, oh, okay, I guess everybody gets to have what they have, and now I'll understand it. But a few months in, but I don't feel like, okay, that's my next step,
right.
or anything. I'm not pursuing encounters with him, manifestations with him. I'm just pursuing him and growing in relationship with him. Where before I kept saying, watching all these videos, I wanted relationship with him and intimacy with him, but I was still wanting intimacy and relationship with him so that I could get to the place where I was having encounters like Paul Keith Davis and Rick Joyner. And could do all the things that they were doing, and because that meant that I was finally at that place wherever they were. And now I see that, oh, no, I'm Angie.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work out the same way for me, because I'm not Paul Keith Davis. So, yeah, I just read this different before. Master's business meant...
How many minutes are we on?
We're 13:38. Master's business meant an experience of the spirit realm, like as in I'm taken up into the spirit realm. That meant knowing the master's business before.
Oh.
Like Paul Keith Davis and Rick Joyner,
wow, yeah.
where that was knowing his business, is getting up in the spirit realm and actually seeing what was going on there, where the Lord's like, I'll just give you my mind, and then you can know all the stuff that I know about all these situations and not have all of it bother you. And pray with authority and declare and junk. So, I like that.
Yeah.
Better than whatever's going on in the spirit realm. Yay! That I'm ending on a bad note.